going on, guys? So we are looking at a TRANE. It is not that old. It's 2021, so 5 years old. And we did come out and do the maintenance on this unit about a month ago. Worked fine up until yesterday afternoon and suddenly stopped working. It has got 3 zones on it. I have turned on all 3 thermostats, and let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Outdoor unit's not running, and I have the breaker off. We'll pop this panel open real quick, and if today is going to go like yesterday, which is usually what happens the first good hot week of the year, we are going to find a bad capacitor. I think we probably replaced about 12 of these yesterday between all the guys. I did one, and looks like I'm doing another one. And it is a 45x5, which is exactly what I replaced yesterday. And the one yesterday was in a TRANE unit. It was only 2 years old. Where's this one made at? Good old somewhere. Oh, Mexico. Real small. Made in Mexico. Okay. Let's turn the breaker on and confirm the death buzz. There's your death buzz. So now let's test the capacitor. I mean, it's swollen, you know it's bad, but I'm going to go through the process and the steps. Alrighty. So we'll get the wires off of it. Still like to, even when it's just blown like this, do a quick discharge on it. And the breaker is off. I've already verified no power there. And of course, these things are designed to pop like this and swell because they overheat. I looked at the notes from the maintenance checklist from when we were here, and it tested within the 6% range, but the fluid inside these things breaks down and they just get hot and then they blow, and when it swells, what it does is it breaks the contacts from these terminals to the components on the inside, and nothing will just come on and run it off. And let's go get another one and put it in. So luckily the capacitor that I'm putting in is going to be the same size, so I can reuse that strap and not have to do any awkward kind of mumbo jumbo mechanical wizardry to get it to go back in there. Just wish they would put these things a little bit further down so you could just slide it all the way out of the top. But they put it up here so it wants to hit the top. Scoot that thing down a little bit. And no, I'm not moving it. I'm leaving it right where it is. Just something they might want to think about at the factory. Just move the capacitor down about 2 inches so you can just loosen the screw and slide the thing out. That would help. Anyway, put the screw back over here. And let's test this one, make sure it's good. These things are, well, not made like they used to be, so it's always good to test one when you put it in, make sure it's good. Hope it's good. It's the only 45.5 I have on the truck. And oh, let me set that back to where I need it. And we were at 45. And we are at 5. So, putting a good one in. Commons hooked up right there. I'm gonna have to tighten that one. Fan common. Getting snug. Fan wire. It's getting snug. And then my arm is getting snug. Let me tighten that one a little bit, because if that goes on there loose, this is the one you'll come back if it's not a good tight connection to a capacitor when you replace it. It's going to burn, it's going to melt right here, it's going to overheat, it's going to break, and you're going to be running a callback. So let me snug this thing down a little bit right there on the back end, and then do it again. Got my phone, so I'm doing all this with one hand. Snug that one down a little bit on the back end. And now it's getting tight. Hopefully we won't get a call back on that. We shouldn't. So let me throw some gauges on it, and then when I turn it on, we'll check the pressures. Alright, so we've got the gauges on it, got the new capacitor in. Probably don't need to do that. This is a 3-story house that's zoned. It was 94 degrees yesterday, and they said it was maintaining 72 degrees. And just suddenly late in the afternoon it quit. After it had been obviously being zoned, this thing starts and stops and runs and runs and runs, and that thing's going to get hot if it's weak. I mean, it tested fine, but if the fluid in it's breaking down, you get these units like this, 3 zones on it, this thing's running and running and running and running, one zone or the other zone, constant on, off. It's going to take that thing out. But anyway, let's turn it back on. And the fan looks like it's running slow and running backwards, because that's just the video. It's running wide open. And we'll see what our pressures are doing. We'll let it run for a minute before we check those. But like I said, it was maintaining 72 degrees yesterday until it quit. 3-story house, kind of a 3rd finished floor. Originally used to be a big attic up there. They finished it in, zoned this thing out. So it is what it is. But if it was maintaining 72 in the house yesterday and it was 94 outside, pretty sure the charge is going to be fine. And put this thing away. Oh, and it's 80 degrees in the house right now, and I don't know if you can see that, but we're running about a 138, 338. So I'm pretty sure the refrigerant charge in this thing's fine. I just a habit, hook up. Probably didn't need to, but anyway, run Cat Bandit strikes again. And well, it is what it is. That's the most common problem with air conditioning systems quitting in the first hot wave that you get every year. Blown capacitors. So it is what it is. I'm sure we're going to replace some more. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.